All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm Blitz5 and hope you guys are doing well. Good morning. At least it's good morning for me recording this video. And in front of me, we have the official patch notes for update 12.2 and the brand new 8x8 map Taego. This is really exciting news for us PUBG players. This is arguably one of the biggest updates ever for PUBG, and really one of the biggest updates, at least you could say, in a long time. We got a lot of new features, this new map, and with it comes a lot of new features. And these videos, kind of a tradition on the channel that go through the patch notes, going to be a little bit longer. So we're going to be talking about everything in the update. I'll skip over all of the basic stuff. We're really going to be diving into the details of what's going to be included here. And yeah, it's going to be a long one. So let's get right into it. And we have this quick video here for people that aren't interested in this long video. So I'll leave that down in the description box below if you just want to catch the quick details here. But let's read what PUBG has to say. So PUBG began with the iconic 8x8 map Erangel, and today, with update 12.2, we're excited to release our newest 8x8 map. But this isn't out today. This is actually going to be live tomorrow on the PC test server, June 30th. So it's just going to be test server only on PC, no test server for console. Then this will be live on July 7th for PC, July 15th for console. So a lot of information there, but basically this won't hit live servers for a little while now. It's going to be on the test server, and sometimes I feel like that kind of lets some of the wind out of the sails when they put this on the test server so early. I almost wish they didn't do a test server for an update this big, but obviously I am excited to check it out. But those are just my opinions on that. And it says here that Taego has diverse terrain environments with numerous towns, compounds, unique points of interest across the battleground. Be on the lookout for wildlife with flocks of birds reacting to player movement and gunfire, giving you a potential early sign of danger ahead. Comeback BR and the Self AED are two new gameplay features exclusive to Taego, giving players a chance to get back into the fight. So here's a little detail here. They mentioned it somewhere else about the birds. So if you've been playing PUBG, you've always noticed there's butterflies, there's birds, things like that are kind of moving around the map, but no major animal, stuff like that, and nothing that reacts to you. So the fact here that you could be, sitting in a compound or a city, you didn't realize that a team has snuck up on you, you hear a flock of birds just take off, and it could be because an enemy has snuck into the area and maybe just disturbed those birds. So this is going to add a huge dynamic to the game. And I don't know if this is a feature that we've seen in any other BR or competitive shooter like this at all, right, in the past. And this could be something that PUBG could just do one-off thing, or this could be something they kind of increase down the line and adds a different element of gameplay. And a lot of people have made jokes about it before, because PUBG is kind of a shooter-looter, but also has survival essence to it, right? That there could be maps with like a lot of animals that you actually have to kind of fight off, player versus environment. That's more just like fun things that people think about. But PUBG could honestly be testing it here. Who knows? And I feel like that's a really cool detail. And yeah, so anyways, let's keep going. So here's some images. This is a really cool city here. We looked at a bunch of images of the map that PUBG had released to the PUBG partners, and everyone's posting them online. Again, I'll link that video in the description box below and above if you guys want to check out all the different pictures, which are really cool. And here they're talking about how the map is going to be available. I'm going to try to go over this stuff pretty quickly. It's going to be playable in TPP and FPP. They're going to have its own featured map, which is great because the Miramar Remaster did not do that. And it's kind of frustrating when there's new content. All you want to do is play that map. So PUBG is doing that here. However, they're going to remove duos. And this completely makes sense to me. Duos is the least played playlist. And when you have so many playlists, TPP, FPP, you're going to have the other queue, the featured map. PUBG has to cut something, and that makes the most sense. I think this is really going to be a squad experience because of the comeback BR and all that stuff, which we're going to get into. And obviously, you want to give people the ability to play in solo. So it's great. Up to 100 players, bots can spawn, clear weather. Doesn't mention any other weather here. But later on, there's something in custom game mode that says there's an exclusive weather to Taego. So I was kind of confused by that. No red zone, the wildlife, which maybe that's the exclusive weather is wildlife. I'm not sure. And there you go. Taego will be available in custom matches and for sandbox mode for PUBG partners. Definitely have to check it out there and fly around in sandbox mode on PC. So here is the comeback BR. So this is PUBG's take on revive mode, or respawn in the game. And there was leaks that this was going to be a 1v1 type battle. It turns out that's incorrect. And I figured it was because it's called Comeback BR. So I figured PUBG was going to be doing this in a battle royale sense. This is why you shouldn't listen to all the leaks out there and take all this stuff with a grain of salt. So basically what's going to happen here is that if you die in phase 1, this is for squads only, you will go back to the gulag, or you'll be sent to the gulag, and there is going to be a mini battle royale app happening there. And if you survive that battle royale, you don't even have to make it be the only survivor. It just says you have to survive. Then at phase 3, you will be sent back via helicopter to the map, and you can return back to your team. So that's really cool. So again, I'm just going to repeat that. So you get knocked phase 1, you'll be sent to the gulag. You have to spawn there, or maybe, well, I don't know if you're spawning there or if you're going to parachute in. Then you just have to survive. So we'll see. I'm sure the circle will be kind of closing in slowly, but I don't think it will close in all the way. Those details have not been shown yet. You're just going to try to hide. I mean, you could maybe try to frag out and take out everybody else, or you could just hide there. And then there's no details about how this is going to work with, like, what time do you get killed? If you get killed at the very beginning of the game, are you in the same battle royale with people that got killed like 3 minutes into phase 1? If your whole team dies, is the whole team going to the gulag? Can you guys see each other on the mini map? Are you going to be able to use communications? Like, for example, if your whole team gets knocked right off the bat and you're sent to the gulag, and then there's just one poor guy from his squad that got killed, that seems a little unfair. You're just going to get 4v1. So I don't know how PUBG is going to handle that situation, but we're going to find out right away. As soon as this goes live, I mean, I'm almost tempted to jump into a match with my squad, have them kill me, or we kill each other, and then go right into the gulag, because I want to see exactly how this is going to work out. But this is really cool. I feel like this is a fair way to do it. You might not agree with respawns in PUBG, but this is going to be on this map only, Taego exclusive, and I think it's a great idea. I've said this a million times, that PUBG tests this out to see how it is. There's a couple things that PUBG's fixing here. It sucks to lose a teammate early on in the match, and the more people that are alive in the mid and end game, the game is usually more fun. Nothing's worse than playing a Pramo match. You're a couple minutes into the match, and there's only like 30 people left, and then you don't see anybody for the rest of the game. So this is resolving 2 big issues here, and we'll see how it plays out. And then speaking of things, though, this is something that I think is a little controversial coming into the game. I don't love self-revive. I thought this was a very weird feature in Call of Duty Warzone. I'm sure some people do like it. I would love to hear what you guys think, if you play Warzone or if you're excited for this. But this is coming to the game. This is self-revive, which is called self-AED, and this is another Taego exclusive second chance mechanic, giving players another opportunity to stay in the fight. And this is a world loot item and can be used in solos and squads. So there's a couple things to talk about here. So first, in solos now, if you get killed, you won't die immediately. If you have this in your inventory, you'll actually just get knocked and you'll be able to pick this up. And I noticed in the video that PUBG provided that the player was holding on to 3 of these. So now I'm wondering, are you going to be able to do this multiple times? Will you be able to potentially win a match after getting knocked, say, 3 times in the game? And then my brain goes even farther. Like, I don't love that kind of mechanic, right? There's no kind of details about any kind of further phase, but you could be in a situation now where you're like in a final 3 fight and a guy comes up behind you, you knock him, and then you kill him, you think, but he's just knocked. And then the other player comes and you kill him, and then the guy self-revives and kills you and you lose the game. So, maybe that'll be a good thing. It's only on this one map and it'll just create some craziness and more excitement to the game. But I feel like at the end game, I don't want people coming back or have to think about this. And it's going to also kind of confuse the player mentality. Like when Ranked came out, it made people, at least in my opinion, it made me pretty thirsty, because in Ranked, I got used to just insta-thirsting people or having my teammates insta-thirst, because we really wanted to get those points for Ranked. And I feel like now on Taego, it's okay if you thirst kind of in a way, because people will have the gulag in the beginning and maybe have this feature, but then people are not going to want players to self-revive, so it might even cause more thirsting. So there's kind of a lot of dynamics here. And then another thing I just thought of is that this is going to be great against, and also bad against, a bolt action. So in solos, it's pretty satisfying and also frustrating if it happens to you to hit like a long range bolty, right? You just go right back to the lobby. There's nothing you can do if you have a level 2 helmet or below. But in this case, if you have this object, you're hard peeking a window, you get sniped, you're just going to go down. There's no way that person is going to confirm that kill, because they're usually so far away when you get bolted like that. So this won't be as useful, if you're in a 1v1 fight in the middle of nowhere, because as soon as you get knocked, the person's just going to see that you have the self-revive and they're going to kill you. But if you get sniped a long range, this is going to be huge. So that's what I first noticed right away. And then also, if you're playing squads, you can have your whole squad down, all 4 players knocked, but still be in the game if 1 or more players have this self-revive. So this is kind of crazy. You can give everyone a self-revive and it can keep your squad up even longer. And I feel like that's an okay thing, because now I'm imagining, what if you're driving, you crash, everyone in your car is dead, or would be sent back to the lobby. But in this case, everyone's just going to be knocked and you're just sitting there with your self-revive. You can get back up and keep going. So for stuff like that, I think it's going to be kind of cool. And really, there's so many variables here that we're only going to see it play out once we people start getting some serious hours in the game. But overall, I think stuff like that, the crash, your whole squad crashing, getting everyone back up is amazing, kind of funny, and also helpful for new players and people that don't have a lot of time to play. But then there's going to be some other situations where I don't think people are going to love this. That's just my opinion. And again, feel free to share your comments down below. Then we got 2 new guns coming into the game. We have the K2 assault rifle. Here it is, single fire burst assault, and this is 5.56 assault, full auto, so single burst full auto. And then we have the MK12, which is the Mark 12 DMR, and this is basically going to be like the mini, in between the mini and the MK14, which I think the mini is actually the Mark 14. The mini 14 is the mini version of the MK14, and this is just a step below that. And I think in the video they said that this can only take up to an 8 times, but it does in fact take up to a 15 times. And they said that these are going to be exclusive on Taego, but it doesn't say if they're replacing the other weapons. I'm guessing they are, kind of like the QBZ and the QBU and Sanhok, but we'll have to wait and find out. I'm guessing this is going to be the map Scar, and this will be the map's mini, but again, we'll have to see. Then we have a new vehicle here. This is sick. I'm guessing this is a partnership with Hyundai, because they're using the Hyundai's name and they're in the game. And normally you're not seeing a brand in a game unless that brand has approved it, but that's not always the case. But normally there's some kind of deal going on there. And this is one of Hyundai's first concept cars, the Hyundai Pony Coupe. And it's a coupe vehicle, high speed, but you can actually fit 4 people in there. It has seats in the back, but to kind of give some realism, the players in the back don't have a lot of space and they're not able to shoot out of the car. So I thought that was really cool that they're doing that. And it's going to be really fun to drive around in. I love this. And honestly, PUBG's been putting in some more like 2-seater vehicles, and sometimes it creates some problems when you're playing squads. So I'm happy that all 4 people can fit in there. Then we have the new Survivor Pass. When this comes out, I'll be going through. We've seen all of the new skins, and if you haven't seen them, other people have posted about them. I usually wait to make a video until the full pass is out. This is going to be 50 levels, and then there's going to be kind of a bonus system at the end, which is pretty cool. So we'll talk about that in a future video when we get access to the pass. It might be in the PTS, or if not, we're gonna have to wait till it goes live. And then keep going down. They're going to adding a new section here called Your Shop, which is going to be a section just for you with like potential discounts and stuff like that, or maybe skins that were previously available that are no longer available. Kind of like a sale section, I guess you could say, that's customized to you. And just another way for PUBG to try to get people to buy some old school stuff there, maybe a good deal, which I think overall is okay. And then here's something that's going to excite a lot of players. We talked about this before. The information is finally here. Loot increase is coming. All we knew is that it was going to affect Miramar. And we have the data. So Vikendi and Miramar getting the biggest increase, 128.3 and 0.4 respectively between Vikendi and Miramar. So basically the same. And then Erangel getting a 123.9% buff, and Sanhok getting a buff as well, which is funny because someone in the stream just mentioned recently that they feel like Sanhok, when it got remastered, lost a lot of loot, because Sanhok back in the day used to have an insane amount of loot. It's still a good map to get the weapons that you want, but it does seem like it was lowered. So these maps are getting increases across the board, and hopefully this will make a difference, because sometimes, without going into too much details, the whole like loot system in PUBG, one of the developers was explaining at one time, it's really not as easy for them to just flip a switch with the loot going up and down. It doesn't really work that way. So we'll see how this ends up actually playing out. It's a little bit more complicated because there's percentage of rarities. There's certain areas that spawn certain things, which is why sometimes you can go in a building and find nothing, and then another building and you find like 5 snipers. That's rare, but these weird things can happen because of the true randomness of it all. Allegedly, it is purely random. So it's not as easy for them to adjust that, but hopefully this makes people happy and more excited to get in these maps and play. Then we're getting some performance updates. This is for PC. Again, we have to wait until these patch notes come out for console. I don't know if we're going to be seeing any kind of next gen update. PUBG seems to be pretty delayed on that stuff, so I would not hold your breath on it. But hopefully we'll see some more improvements for console as well. Skip the team deathmatch stuff. Things are finally being added to custom games and now to training mode. Training mode was missing the Lynx AMR and the quad, so they're getting that stuff. Plus the new weapons, and they're getting a soccer field. If you haven't noticed, soccer balls are now available when you're loading into the game. Some changes to team emote, but I don't think this is important enough to really spend a lot of time in. Whispers are coming in, so you can send a message to somebody. Again, these are systems that are in a lot of games, so really not a huge deal. Just kind of quality of life increase for the menu, like UI, UX stuff. And then we're getting a new crate in the hideout section, which is the whole new contraband thing. However, this contraband crate is not going to have a progressive skin. They're trying to tell people this is not a progressive skin, but these are basically crates that are going to cost money. So PUBG is going away from the BP crates, and now things are becoming G-Coin crates. You don't love to see it. Low probability here. And yeah, I don't know what I think about this. They don't have a picture. I think it's in the video of the gun. The gun almost looks like it's got a lava, like magma vibe to it. It is called the cataclysmic magma. But I'm wondering in game, is it going to have like an effect like in Call of Duty? Some of the guns literally glow or look like there's lava flowing through them. And I was always worried that PUBG would go that far, because sometimes I feel like there's just a point when skins are really cool, but then they go too far. For example, like Call of Duty was awesome when they had the golden guns. If you level them up all the way, they can get them gold. But then they became like diamond studded skins, and then there's lasers coming off the skins and neon lights and all this stuff. And it's cool, but I just don't know if it goes too far. Sometimes I feel like it gets a little too crazy, and then all the other skins just become like pointless, and then they're a little too crazy. So hopefully they don't go too far with that stuff. I mean, I love the elaborate skins, but I don't want, I don't know. I mean, maybe I do. Do I want lasers flying off my gun and crazy neon lights? I'm not sure. I don't think so, but maybe I do. Again, feel free to leave your comments down below. Some more UI, UX improvements, quality of life improvements here in the settings. Yeah, I feel like this is really not worth. Add an image to assist with the brightening settings. Okay, that's helpful. You can adjust your individual brightness. Also, you should revisit this because PUBG, changed the lighting on Miramar, so you might want to revisit your lighting settings on console and PC. New items and skins coming into the game. We got a Launsker, DLC or skin package, Somerset, new nameplates coming into the game, and a bunch of gameplay fixes. I read through these. I didn't see anything that was like worth really pointing out, and if I see anything for console, I will let you guys know. So that is the update there. Again, the reason why I think this is one of the biggest updates is because, when you see a new map, this is totally different than Paramo being released, Karkin being released, Haven. All of the new maps that have been released have been so small. Haven was literally the size of Los Leones. This is the next 8x8 after Miramar. And literally, when Miramar was getting remastered, I had people coming to my stream telling me, wow, I was actually just exploring Miramar because, they didn't know if it was going to get completely changed or not. And they had seen areas that they'd never seen before. It's such a big map. There's so many places on Erangel that I rarely even go to. So there's really going to be so much to explore here. This content is really endless. And I feel like this is kind of Erangel 2 tweaked. And it's got a little bit of the Sanhok vibes to it, Southeast Asia vibes. And it's kind of taking the best of all the worlds of PUBG with some new features. And I feel like this being its own playlist is going to bring a lot of hype. I hope PUBG just continues to kind of promote all this stuff and do a really good job that way and get a lot of people back. I want to see Back to the Battlegrounds campaign get a lot of people back playing. So, and again, if you're watching this video and you're like, this stuff does not sound great, then I don't know what is really going to please you in PUBG. I understand if you want the game to be completely redone, PUBG 2, I get that. But other than those things, I think this is really the direction that PUBG is heading in, and I'm really excited. So hopefully you guys are as well. So there we go. I'm excited. I'll be playing this live on Twitch tomorrow on Wednesday, June 30th on twitch.tv/Blitz5 and friends. And then I will definitely be playing this a ton when it goes live, and then also on console. So make sure you guys are following on there or subscribed on here to catch all of the latest and greatest videos regarding PUBG and other video game related content. As always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5 and peace out.